Are you a physical therapist who's now working with more cash-pay patients and you find yourself struggling with the delicate balance of evidence and clinical practice, and you're stuck trying to figure out, is this the right direction? I've been trained in evidence-based and my patient is now asking for these things. I'm torn trying to figure out, what do I do? How do I deliver it? What's the message I should say? What's the right thing to do? And if you are, this video is perfect for you. My name is Dr. Garcia. I help cash-based physical therapists like yourself thrive in business and improve your clinical outcomes. Now, when we look at evidence has been supported through everything that we've been taught in PT school, in your clinical practice. Everything that you believe has been founded in evidence. And that's the right thing to do because that is our profession, that is our ethos. Provide the highest quality care to patients and do the right thing. Everything changes and poses a different challenge as you enter cash-based physical therapy, because under the medical model, you've had people asking for whatever the doctor said, whatever the insurance said, and they were your filter on what was supposed to be delivered. Now, you now had to filter whatever was given as a diagnostic as now, what do I do from an evidence standpoint to make sure this person is healing appropriately and they're safe to do whatever they're trying to do. On the cash-based side, the patient probably hasn't gone to a medical provider. They haven't gone through their insurance. And now you're the primary. You're the first person to now help them figure out what's the problem, how long it's going to take. And then you also have to do the evidence behind everything that you're doing. So you are at the top of the filter now. You're now trying to figure out what went wrong, what's the diagnostic on it, and what's the plan of care, all the way down to then you get to do what you're normally trained to do. So you're stuck between all these things because now you're learning a new skill of diagnostics and plan of care creation. On top of that, you're still building your skill as a clinician in a cash-based side. So when you look at cash-based physical therapy, you have a consumer who's been frustrated with the normal insurance-based model. They've been frustrated with the quality of care that the person has delivered. Now, with that, you're going to get customers or patients who come in asking for things that might not be the most scientifically proven, or they've tried it and they didn't like it. They want something different. And your job is then to help deliver on that. Now, that patient is looking for something different. They're willing to pay out of pocket for that different experience, that different approach. Now, it doesn't mean that you let go everything that you've been taught in terms of evidence-based, but now there's this delicate balance of, in your clinical practice and your approach, you know what's going to work. From an evidence-based standpoint, maybe it doesn't support 100% what that evidence suggests. So you have this balance of, okay, what does the customer want? What do they need and what do they want? You know, from a clinical standpoint on the evidence-based approach, you know what they need. It might be a clinical practice guideline of a lumbar manipulation or a grade 5 mobilization. You know that they need that. But this person doesn't have a good experience with that. And they only want, you name it, McKenzie exercises. And you know that that's not the best thing for them. Now you're torn because this customer's asking for something and the customer's always right. But you deep inside, you know there's got to be something more that you can be doing. And you're trying to figure out, how do you measure, how do you take care of that delicate balance and feel good about it? Because that's why you got into cash-based physical therapy, to help people. And so when you find yourself stuck, you have to find that balance of the needs and the wants. And the way out of all of this is you take yourself out of the equation. And what I mean by that is you have to give them 3 options, okay, and explain this to them. Now, the most benefit is going to be this grade 5 mobilization, and research shows that it's going to be the best for you. The option 1 is to do the lumbar mobilization. The other option on the far end is to not do it because you don't want it. Now, somewhere in the middle is, why don't we work on sideline mobilizations, soft tissue work, so you can get comfortable and I won't force you in that position. And if it goes, it goes. Now, one side of it is, you know they need it, but they're not going to allow you to. And you know if you don't do it, it's not going to do them any good, but that's what they want. Somewhere in there is an option where both of you can win, where you're still getting the evidence, and this person still wants a little bit of McKenzie. So you can do a little bit of McKenzie, a little sideline mobilization, and maybe get to the point where you can transfer them into a lumbar grade 5 mobilization. Now, it's a seamless process and every scenario is going to be a little different. But what you have to understand is you can't just stick to pure evidence because a consumer won't stay with you. You can't just do what they want because you're no longer providing medicine and healthcare. You're just providing a customer service that is not founded in anything. So find yourself in that middle. What you have to do is create the 3 options. What do they want? That's probably not going to to be ideal. What do you want? Probably not ideal to them. Somewhere in there is, okay, great. Let me help you with this. How about we compromise and work on these 3 things? Which option do you want? And they might side with that first option of they don't want to do any grade 5, and that's okay. But ultimately, you did no harm, and you let them know what the possible side effects were, the repercussions of not doing it, and now they can make an informed decision. And that's why people pay out of pocket, so they can figure out, is this right for me? It is no longer your job just to tell them what to do, because that was under a healthcare model. They are now a primary customer who gets the choice in what they want. And it's your job to help filter that down and make that a combined experience for them, so that they get the outcomes that they want. And if you stick to your only evidence-based, you're going to find yourself without customers, people who don't want to work with you, and you're going to be stuck thinking, well, maybe cash didn't work out for me. And that's not the case. And the reality is it's not for everyone. When you can figure this out, this creates more success faster. And it allows you to blend this happy medium of clinical approach or clinical practice with evidence. And that is a seamless transition that now you can help consumers on both sides, not just the insurance-based and not just out of pocket, whatever they want, but now you're providing a holistic care based on evidence to set them up for success. That is going to help you inside your clinical practice.